My husband spent $10 billion on a custom-made movie for me, but he slept with his first love late at night. He and out my daughter and I were just pawns for revenge. The whole world knew that Mason Whitmore treasured his wife above all else. In order to fulfill my dream of becoming an actress, he was willing to spend several $100 million to tailor a movie for me, simply because I said I missed him. He braved a heavy snowstorm and walked over a dozen miles to visit me on set, even on our wedding day. He had our love story broadcast on commercial screens worldwide, allowing 7 billion people to witness our perfect romance. But deep down, I knew that my child and I were nothing but pawns to make his first love regret her decisions. Later, he got what he wanted, and I completely disappeared from his world. Yet he went crazy. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Are you sure you want to take this international flight? It's a 30-hour journey, and such a young child might not be able to bear it. After receiving my affirmative reply, the airline staff on the phone asked for my personal information and remarked, "You and Mr. Whitmore must have a great relationship. Are you going to Crabia for a vacation together?" I smiled and didn't respond. I just gently patted my daughter, who was sound asleep in the stroller. There, no one would recognize me or Mason. Only in that place could I give Anna a normal childhood. A moment later, I received a notification on my phone that the flight ticket had been successfully booked. The agent called. "Your flight ticket and documents are almost ready. The visa will likely take about another month to come through," I thought. A month. I lowered my gaze, my eyes fixed on the printed itinerary by the bed in the past. Mason always avoided being on camera, but this time he agreed to join a couples variety show for the sake of our daughter. The destination for the final episode of the show was Ucha. That was where I decided to marry him. At that time, I was already a somewhat famous actress, afraid of being recognized. We always moved around in secret. He was willing to stay with me without any complaints. By the deserted arch bridge, he handed me a contract and knelt on one knee before me, saying, "Charlotte, I've acquired the best film agency in the industry to support you. Have you considered giving me a rightful place in your life? I promise I will give you the most perfect love in the world." Back then, I didn't know that in truth he had already broken his promise from the start. His so-called perfect love was nothing but a massive lie. The only person he ever loved was Harper Sterling, the first love who had resolutely abandoned him when he fell into a financial crisis. Later, after returning to the country, the two of them got entangled once again, and I, along with our child, were nothing more than tools. He used to make her regret her choices after his success. The door creaked softly. Mason gently wrapped his arms around my waist from behind. The natural scent of sandalwood immediately enveloped me. "Darling, did Anna make a fuss today?" I shot him a cold look, subtly pushing him away, and asked, "Why are you back so early?" He chuckled softly and pressed a kiss to my cheek. I missed my precious ones. As he spoke, our daughter in the stroller began to cry. Mason, usually strict and decisive in public, immediately bent down and picked up Anna, gently rocking her in his arms. He let her wriggle around and wrinkle his expensive shirt. "Don't cry, sweetheart. Daddy will make you some milk." With that, he carried her into the kitchen. The glass door muffled the sound. His back was broad, and Anna obediently lay on his shoulder while making milk for our daughter. He didn't forget to warm up a bowl of dessert for me. Love for the wife and pampering of the daughter. What a heartwarming scene. But the next moment, a sharp ringtone broke the silence. The caller ID showed a sunspick. My eyelashes fluttered, and I picked up Mason's phone, which he had casually left on the coffee table. As soon as I answered, a cry echoed from the other end. "Mason, you already have a wife and a daughter. Why do you keep sleeping with me over and over again? What do you even take me for?" What a dramatic, tragic belter it was if the male lead hadn't been my husband. That is, Mason, still unaware of what had just happened, gently shook Anna's small hand in the kitchen and waved at me. He mouthed to me, "I love you." The woman on the phone was still crying. I forced a bitter smile at him, but didn't respond to his silent declaration of love. After all, from that moment on, I no longer wanted that love.